Are you a current or future physician assistant wanting to learn more about finances? Then join me on this journey to become a PA the FI way. Hi, my name is Kat, and I'm a practicing certified physician assistant who will be your host. It took me 5 years after I started practicing medicine as a PA to thoroughly dive into my personal finances after I discovered the concept of financial independence. I want to use what I have learned to help you avoid some of the financial mistakes that I have made while sharing some of the financial wins that I have had along the way. Join me as we discuss financial strategies to guide you to becoming a physician assistant on the way to financial independence. I'm curious, have you ever caught yourself saying, I'm just not good at that, or I'll never understand investing, or maybe I will never get out of this burnout cycle? What if I told you that there is one tiny, only 3-letter word that you could put at the end of that sentence that could completely change your mindset and life? That word is yet. For example, I'm not confident in setting boundaries yet. I don't understand investing yet. I'm not financially independent yet. Today, I'm going to share with you the concept of the power of yet, how this one small word can help you rewire your mindset, lower your stress, and build the resilience and patience that you need for everything from healing burnout to reaching financial independence. Let's get started. The phrase, the power of yet, actually comes from Dr. Carol Dweck's research, and she is a Stanford psychologist. She has spent her career studying what makes people thrive or give up when things get hard. And she's done a lot of this research on kids, especially kids in elementary school that would really struggle in school and with different types of classes like math or things like that too. And she discovered that the difference often comes down to our mindset, whether we see our abilities as fixed or whether we see our abilities as something that can grow over time. So let's talk about those two different mindsets, the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. Fixed mindset is when we believe things like intelligence, talent, or ability are set in stone. I'm just not good with money, or I'm not a natural leader. I can't lead my team at work at the clinic. I'll never figure out how to slow down and actually rest. Those types of thoughts, those are fixed mindset thoughts, meaning that you feel stuck in this way of thinking and this way of life, and that you don't feel as though you could actually change. But when you think that way, your brain actually stops trying. It shuts down curiosity and it shuts down motivation. So it is reinforcing your brain to have those thoughts that you feel stuck and can't do anything about your situation. Alternatively, having a growth mindset is when you believe that you can learn and improve with time and effort, and then your brain stays open. And the amazing thing is that neuroscience actually backs this concept up because our brains are plastic, meaning that they can change over time, they can form new connections, and they can strengthen old ones. Every time that you struggle through learning something new, your brain literally grows stronger. So it's not good for your brain to only be good at everything or to go through life easy. It's actually good to struggle through some things as long as you continue to push through and have your brain grow stronger in the process versus just trying things for a couple times and giving up on yourself. And this is where that word yet comes in. When you say, I can't do this yet, your brain hears possibility and it keeps the learning switch on in your brain. So your brain understands, hey, I might feel this way right now. I might feel stuck in this moment right now or feel like I can't get from A to B, but yet means I can go from A to B in the future, maybe just not today. And when your brain hears the possibility, it continues to be open and continues to learn easier as well. Dr. Dweck encourages to praise the process, which means that you aren't just praising the child when they're getting an A plus, or you're not just praising your clinician colleague when they get out on time, right? Think about those different areas of life, how this could be applicable to you. This could be applicable to your kids, if you have kids in your life, or yourself, or your colleagues, your team members, things like that as well. But Dr. Dweck talks about that you should praise the process. So, not just, hey, good job on this thing or great job on this achievement, but instead praise things like the effort, the strategies that they used, the perseverance to get there, instead of only the grade or the goal, right? And this can, again, be really helpful for kids who are struggling in different types of topics in school, different math lessons or things like that too. But again, keep in mind how you can use this for yourself and speak to yourself that way. Hey, what did I do a good effort in? What strategy did I try that worked well? Or what strategy did I try that didn't feel authentic to me or didn't work well to me? Hey, I'm persevering through this. Even though I'm not through it yet, I am still having high spirits and getting through it day to day as well. So, for example, those kiddos that Dr. Dweck studied, she found that effort and difficulty used to make them feel dumb in a class. But through developing a growth mindset, effort and difficulty, when neurons make those new connections, they're now actually getting smarter. They're understanding that, and they are reminding themselves that their brain is learning and growing and being more open as time goes on. So, again, putting forth more effort is not just throughout your training, throughout school, throughout PA school, but it's also when you're learning a new job or switching specialties as well, or even when you are working on growing in your relationship, or maybe even when you are trying to have more money conversations in your relationship too. All of this means is that your intelligence and your skill are not actually fixed. They can be expanded with practice and with feedback and with keeping that open mindset and learning how to integrate the word yet into your day to day. When you adopt a growth mindset, you can stay motivated longer when you are facing challenges, and you can actually develop greater resilience after setbacks as well. The word yet signals potential instead of permanence, progress instead of perfection, and patience instead of pressure. It keeps your brain's reward system active rather than shutting it down with shame or hopelessness, or again, feeling stuck. And in the workplace, teams that have a growth mindset are more innovative and collaborative. Think about some jobs that you've had, whether you are the person who could have had a better growth mindset at the time, or maybe you worked with a boss or a collaborating or supervising physician that wasn't very forgiving. Think about a time where they were very critical and they basically were like, oh, you didn't do A plus work today, right? Well, that shuts you down and that makes you feel as though you're stuck and this is the way you are and you don't have room to grow. Alternatively, flip that and think of where you've had a very collaborative, team-based approach and with a leader that has growth mindset and that you are working on a growth mindset. So for example, maybe you are a PA that works with a surgeon and your surgeon really enjoys teaching, is very patient, and it teaches you these procedures and these techniques in the operating room that helps you with the efficiency and helps him be more efficient during his surgical procedures. Well, you very likely feel as though, hey, I didn't do A plus work today, but you can see the potential because he sees it in you. And you are identifying, I'm not 100% competent in this, but you put that word yet in there automatically. Because again, he has that growth mindset and understands that putting a little bit of effort and that he hired you because he wants to work with you and sees something special in you as well, right? After you've been a PA for over a decade, like I have, and have worked in a few different specialties, you probably can identify jobs where they had a fixed mindset and jobs where the team had a growth mindset. And you very likely enjoyed working at the growth mindset role a whole lot more and felt like there was so much more potential, so much more progress that could be made over time as well. Team members of a team that have a growth mindset, they recover faster from mistakes and they're actually less prone to burnout overall because they don't interpret those challenges as personal failures. Instead, they can again see the potential and remind themselves that, hey, I'm a little bit better than I was at this last week or last month, right? It's always great to reflect and take time to look at the growth that you've had over the course of your training there too. Individuals with a growth mindset are more self-compassionate, and that buffers against stress and burnout as well. Reminding yourself, I'm not good at this yet, replaces self-criticism with curiosity. And you can remind yourself, hey, I'm curious, what would it look like to get better at this going forward? Or what additional training do I need? What additional skills do I need to learn? Who can I look up to as a mentor to help me get there? When we believe our abilities can grow with effort, our brain literally rewires itself to help us learn faster. Adding the word yet to our self-talk is a small shift, but it has a massive ripple effect, and it turns I can't into I'm becoming. Next, let's shift to talking about how you can apply the word yet and the power of yet into different areas of your life. We touched on a little bit of how you can do this throughout your career as well as you are growing professionally, but here are some more examples. For example, I'm not confident leading my team yet. I haven't figured out healthy boundaries yet. I'm not comfortable saying no to extra shifts or working things that I didn't sign up for yet. How can you apply this to your financial health? I don't understand how to invest yet. I'm not financially independent yet. I don't have control of my spending yet. I have no clue how to budget yet. Remember, no one is born knowing how to manage money. And learning personal finance truly is a skill, just like learning medicine or clinical reasoning or all about the differentials some symptoms could be. It takes practice and it takes reps over time. How could you apply this in your personal health and your emotional health? I'm not consistent with exercise yet. I don't know how to rest without feeling guilty yet. I'm not really great at being patient with myself yet. Remember, growth mindset is not toxic positivity. It is about holding both truth and hope. I'm not there yet, but I'm moving forward. Yet builds that self-compassion, which builds stamina for long-term change. And now a word from our sponsor. Are you confident where your next dollar should go? 403b, 457, HSA, or Roth? The choices can feel overwhelming. Many providers aren't sure if their investments are optimized, if they're contributing enough, or if they're overpaying Uncle Sam. Meet Caleb Pepperday, a fee-only fiduciary financial planner and founder of Advanced Practice Planning, LLC. Caleb joined me back on episode 162, and he helps PAs fast-track their path to work optional living while keeping more of what they earn today. His process identifies the right strategies for your situation and gives you step-by-step guidance to put them into action. For our listeners, Caleb is offering a free one-on-one consultation to review your financial steps, check if you're on the right track, and help you determine whether you need a planner or can keep doing it yourself. Visit advancedpracticeplanning.com/FI to grab your free consultation. Slots are limited each week. If they're full, download his free guide, Everything You Need to Know to Retire Early as a PA, and Caleb will notify you when openings are available. Again, that's advancedpracticeplanning.com/FI to grab your free consultation. Advanced Practice Planning LLC is a registered investment advisor in Montana and Pennsylvania. Advisory services are only offered to clients or prospective clients where Advanced Practice Planning LLC and its representatives are properly registered or exempt from registration. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. This advertisement is for informational purposes only and does not constitute individualized advice or a guarantee that you will achieve a desired result. All topics discussed in this podcast are the opinion of the podcast host and not of Advanced Practice Planning LLC or its advisors. And now let's talk about why does implementing the power of yet into your life actually seem really hard and difficult once you try it. And I just want to normalize that it's practice. You're not good at using yet. You don't know how to automatically start making those mindset shifts yet, that's okay. So, what are some common obstacles to this? Absolutely, perfectionism is one of them. With perfectionism, we always feel as though we should be 100% perfect. Well, if you're 100% perfect, there is no growth, right? So that is the reminder and grace that you need to have with yourself. Especially, again, if you are a newer grad, newer in medicine, or you're switching to a different specialty, you just aren't going to know everything. Even once you have worked at a place or within a specialty for many years, you again still aren't going to know everything. And that can be hard for a lot of perfectionists that practice medicine. It's that reminder that you need to continue to improve on your knowledge and your skills over time. And that's what CME is for too, right? That is why you are required to actually continue to learn medical topics over the course of your career because things change over time as well. So, this is your reminder that you're not going to be the perfect PA, the perfect clinician out there, and that is absolutely okay. Another obstacle is comparison. You can see that so many others around you, so many colleagues, so many other providers out there, they just seem to have their act together. They are doing amazing. They seem to know everything, or they're really good at this surgical skill that you aren't good at. Hey, remind yourself you are comparing yourself to you, your past you. Your future self is comparing their self to your present self. So, what can you do today to be better for your future self, right? Don't compare yourself to everyone around you. Another obstacle is impatience. We always want to just be good at the thing already or know all the things already and not have things build and progress over time. We want those results now, but it really does take patience over time. Another obstacle is imposter syndrome. We feel as though we should already know everything or feel as though, who am I to be practicing medicine? And again, that can be a really limiting mindset. So, if you were to transition out of imposter syndrome over time, you can take a listen. Back on episode 154, I talked about imposter syndrome in medicine, how to spot it, how to stop it, and how to prevent burnout as well with fighting against imposter syndrome. Because imposter syndrome is something that can eat you slowly over time. And again, it's about time and patience with these things too. We always underestimate how long real growth actually takes. We overestimate what we can do in a day and we underestimate what we can do in a year. And remember, you're not behind, you're becoming. You're becoming a better version of you. You are learning how to learn and what you need to do through this learning process. And remember that progress counts even if no one sees it, even if it's only you remembering your progress from last week, last month, last year. So now I'll share some personal examples of how this has impacted me over the past several years. And the first is definitely when I first learned about financial independence. This was this concept I had never heard of. I was 5 years into my PA career and I still was completely financially illiterate. I was paying off 6 figures of student loans. I was making over 6 figures a year and I had no clue how to balance this. I thought it was just taking care of itself behind the scenes. Sure, I was making my student loan payment. And fortunately, thankfully, I was investing, getting the match with my 401k. I did have a few smart money moves to begin with, but I definitely made lots of money mistakes those first 5 years before learning about financial independence. And I felt completely lost when I was learning this information. I didn't understand emergency funds. I didn't understand Roth IRAs, the difference between an HSA versus an HYSA, high yield savings account, or index funds. I had no clue what any of that meant. Yet, the keyword was yet. I gave myself patience. I learned with time and curiosity, few mistakes, like I said, over the years, but through books and podcasts and learning over time, I started to glean the information and it really built upon itself too. And it helped hearing about a topic more than once or from more than one person or hearing it on a podcast and reading it in a book. All those things definitely helped me overall. And now it's one of my favorite topics to help others with too. I love teaching people about financial independence and helping them get to a better place for themselves financially and learn about personal finance and learning how to adapt these growth mindset shifts over time too. So if you ever feel like you want help with it, I'm here for you. And you can reach out, can do some mentorship as well or coaching if you're interested. Absolutely feel free to reach out. I know this podcast has lots of great information on it, certainly. And that is the next thing I want to talk about. When I launched this podcast, I thought about it for a few months, and the limiting mindset that I had, the fixed mindset, was I don't know how to podcast. Who am I to podcast? Why would anyone listen to me? And those were, again, growth mindsets. I didn't know how to podcast yet. I joined a course and a community where I learned how to podcast, and that support really helped me over time and have been podcasting for several years now. Another area was with negotiation, reviewing contracts, and learning how to ask for what I actually wanted in a job. I thought and was told that so many things are non-negotiable. You should just be thankful for a job. You can't be too picky as a new grad. All of those limiting mindsets that are out there for sure. So once I learned how to negotiate, then I was able to have more success with that too. But that's absolutely something that still needs reps. You still need to practice that over time as well because it changes. And another really great area that this has been helpful in my life, but I hope will be helpful in your life too, is learning about how to communicate about money with your spouse or with your significant other. My husband and I, when we were first married for, again, the first 5 years of our marriage, we didn't really talk about finances too much. And I truly thought he had everything under control because he was the one that paid the bills. And it's so funny because reflecting back, he really does not care about money at all. And it's funny how he just would not be the person to learn about it and to be able to implement a good plan within our relationship. So once I learned about this information, taught him and helped bring him alongside and convinced him to join me as well. Sometimes it can take some persuasion with your spouse too, if they aren't really interested in investing and building your wealth over time as well, maybe more interested in spending and having fun now. As a reminder, life is absolutely all about balance. So the two of you need to decide what works well for you and have lots of conversations about that going forward. But maybe you feel like, I can't talk to my spouse about money, but start using the word yet. I can't talk to my spouse about money without getting mad yet. Or I can't talk about money, period, without getting stressed yet, right? So again, it's practice, truthfully, that can help with these things over time. So I have a challenge for you of how you can start implementing this into the week to come. I want you to start noticing your I can't statements. You may be saying these out loud, you may be thinking them in your mind, but write down the things that you feel like you can't do or can't achieve or can't accomplish or a goal you can't get to. Write them down. Then the next step is write yet. For example, I can't stick to a budget becomes I can't stick to a budget yet. I can't talk about money without feeling stressed. And then pick one of those things to focus on for this week. Break it down into a small, actionable win. What are those smallest steps that you can do? Maybe it's, I don't have an emergency fund. And you change it to, I don't have an emergency fund yet. Well, what are some of those steps to create and build an emergency fund? Number one, you could figure out which high yield savings account you would like to use. I use Wealthfront. I have a link if you want to join Wealthfront. They give you a little bit boost on your APY, your interest rate for the investments for the first 3 months. They give both of us a boost if you use a referral link. I'll put the link in the comments there or in the show notes as well. But you could decide, hey, do you want to use Ally? Do you want to use Marcus? There are lots of high yield savings accounts out there, but don't get overwhelmed with decision fatigue. Just pick one and open it. That's a very easy step. Another step is automating payments. You can set up where you are paying money into your emergency fund every week, every month, or even every day if you want, but break it down into those small steps. Another step is figuring out how much of an emergency fund do you want. I have past episodes on emergency funds. You're more than welcome to go listen to and take a look to learn a little bit more about them. But again, figure out this goal that you want to do and break it down into small, achievable steps, and it'll feel so much less overwhelming for you as well. Next, you should track your small wins so that you can celebrate the progress and not just perfection. Back in episode 141, I talked about how to push past perfectionism in personal finance because it is so easy and tempting to feel like you have to be perfect with everything in life, including your money. And honestly, there's no such thing. You are doing what works best for you and your goals and spending on those things and experiences that you value. And if you're doing that, that is perfect. You don't have to be 100% budgeting to the dollar every single month. That doesn't really matter, right? It really is about being intentional overall. And then learn how to speak the word yet out loud. When you are saying yet after those I can't sentences, that retrains your self-talk, helps your brain to rewire and develop that neuroplasticity going forward as well. So I'm curious, what is one area of your life that you are still learning? Where do you feel like you can lean into this? And how can you reframe your language to include the word yet this week in that area? You can comment, you can share, let me know. And wrapping up, the power of yet reminds us that transformation really is a process. It's not just a one-time event. Whether it's your finances, your boundary setting, your burnout recovery, every step forward counts, even the small steps. And remember, you're not behind. You are not behind all your peers or behind in life. You are on your way. You just aren't there yet. So again, I would love to hear from you. What is one thing that you're not good at yet or feel like you don't know yet, but that you want to grow and learn this week and start those micro habits, those micro steps to getting to your goal? Let me know. Thank you so much for taking a listen or watching this here on YouTube. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you back here soon.
Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you decide to continue to join me along this journey of becoming a PA the FI way. Please take a moment to press the subscribe button on the platform that you are listening to this on, but more importantly, consider sharing with another current or future PA that could benefit from the information that we reviewed in this episode. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Until next time.